Have you ever noticed how some people seem completely unshakable while others fall apart over the smallest things? A criticism, a provocation, a small loss, and that's it. Emotions spiral out of control, bad decisions appear, and impulsive reactions only make everything worse. Now, be honest. How many times have you reacted impulsively and regretted it later? Today I want to show you how to develop a mind so strong that it almost intimidates people. A mind that doesn't go to war over every provocation. A mind that understands that sometimes real power lies in simply not reacting. Inspired by the philosophy of Machiavelli, you will learn how to master your emotions, stay in control under pressure, and develop a cold, strategic, and respected presence. The kind that changes the atmosphere when you enter a room. But this is not only about appearing cold on the outside, it is about being solid on the inside. Now, look honestly at the world around you. Notice how most people live reacting. They react to comments, provocations, and small frustrations as if they were massive tragedies. It is like turning a small problem into a huge storm. And the more they react, the more control they give away. Control over their mood, their decisions, and even their destiny. Machiavelli already understood this centuries ago. Anyone who cannot master themselves will never truly master any situation. And the first step toward that mastery is not attacking, arguing, or proving a point. It is simply not reacting. This path is not about suppressing emotions. It is about training the mind not to be enslaved by them. You will learn how to build a mental structure capable of handling pressure, criticism, silence, and chaos without breaking. And everything begins by understanding the most common mistake that keeps people emotionally weak. The biggest mistake is not feeling too much. It is showing too much. Emotionally weak people react instantly. Their face shows irritation, their tone changes, they over-explain and try to prove something to people who don't even deserve an explanation. And this is where one of Machiavelli's sharpest teachings appears. Few see who we truly are, but everyone sees what we appear to be. This sentence is brutally true. The world does not react to what you feel. The world reacts to what you show. It doesn't matter if inside you are calm and confident. If on the outside you appear nervous or insecure, that is what people will perceive and use against you. Machiavelli understood that appearance is also power, and those who fail to control their image give away an advantage without realizing it. When you react emotionally, you reveal where it hurts, you show what affects you, and you expose what can destabilize you, and people learn quickly when they observe. That is why not reacting is not passivity, it is strategy. It is deciding that your emotions will not be exposed, that your triggers will not be public, and that no one will know exactly how to reach you. A strong mind begins exactly here. Feel everything inside, but show only what benefits you on the outside. Those who master this skill do not just appear cold, they are in control. There is also a type of strength that very few people truly understand, the strength of not explaining yourself. Most people believe they must answer everything, justify every action, defend themselves, and correct every negative perception. But those who explain themselves too much often appear guilty, even when they have done nothing wrong. Imagine a simple scene. A man is sitting at a negotiation table. He is questioned, provoked, and even verbally attacked. Everyone expects a reaction, maybe an emotional defense, a long speech, or a raised voice. But he does the opposite. He remains silent, looks directly into their eyes, breathes calmly, and answers only what is necessary. At first the room feels strange, then it begins to adjust, and eventually respect appears, because his silence communicates something powerful. Nothing here shakes me. This is the true archetype of the cold strategist, not the loudest person, not the most aggressive one, simply the hardest one to read. Whenever you react impulsively, you become predictable. And predictability is weakness. But when you learn to hold back your reaction, something interesting happens. You create a vacuum, and in that vacuum, the other person begins to reveal themselves. They talk more than they should. They contradict themselves. They expose their insecurity. Meanwhile, you simply observe. Machiavelli understood something many people ignore. Power rarely belongs to the one who speaks the most. Power belongs to the one who controls the rhythm, the one who chooses when to speak, and especially the one who knows when to remain silent. Not reacting to everything means not giving away emotional information for free. The less you react, the less ammunition the world has against you. Over time, something interesting happens. People begin to measure their words around you. They think twice before provoking you. And they feel a kind of respect they cannot fully explain. And that respect does not come from brute force. It comes from control. The truth is that many battles people lose never needed to be fought. A harsh word, a strange look, a provocation disguised as a joke, and suddenly the reaction appears automatically. The problem is that the one who reacts first usually enters the other person's game. Reacting means accepting the frame someone created to provoke you. It means stepping into a narrative designed to make you lose control. Real power is not an immediate reaction. It is in the ability to choose when to act. When you react impulsively, you reveal emotion, show urgency, and demonstrate that you were affected. And this is often interpreted as weakness. Now, observe the opposite. The person who does not react creates discomfort, breaks expectations, and forces the other person to expose themselves. The long silence, the short response, the neutral look. All of this sends an invisible but very clear message. You do not control me. And this is exactly where silent fear is born. Not the fear of aggression, but the fear of uncertainty. People fear those they cannot read. They fear those who do not offer easy emotional access. And they fear those who feel no need to explain themselves. Slowly, they begin to act more carefully. They measure their words, they think twice, and they avoid unnecessary conflict around you. Not because you impose something, but because you remove the reaction. Building a mind so strong that it intimidates people is exactly this. Not winning arguments, not crushing others, but simply refusing to enter pointless wars. Those who master their reactions become too big for small conflicts. There is also a silent enemy behind most impulsive reactions. Fear. Fear of losing respect, fear of appearing weak, fear of ending up on the losing side of a situation. That is why Titus Livy, one of the greatest historians of ancient Rome, left a simple but devastating phrase: where fear is greatest, reason is weakest. Titus Livy was not just a thinker of beautiful phrases. He observed wars, leaders, betrayals, and the fall of entire empires. He saw in real life what happens when powerful men allow fear to control their decisions. The lesson is clear. The greater the fear, the smaller the rational thinking. When fear takes control, you react before thinking. You say things you shouldn't say. You act too quickly. And sometimes you give up before even trying. It is exactly in this state that people lose power. Machiavelli understood this deeply. That is why he did not speak only about controlling others. He spoke first about mastering oneself. Not reacting to everything is, in essence, refusing to act out of fear. Because almost every intense emotional reaction comes from a perceived threat to the ego, image, or status. And the more you react, the more you prove that you felt threatened. A strong mind works differently. It notices the fear appearing, but refuses to give it control. It creates a space between stimulus and response, a brief pause where reason begins to breathe again. And in that space, calm, strategic, and mature decisions are born. Those who learn to act without showing fear begin to appear bigger than the conflicts around them. And this completely changes how the world reacts to them, because the world respects those who think, while everyone else simply reacts. Now think about something from your own life. Remember a situation where you reacted when you could have stayed calm. Maybe it was an argument, a criticism that affected you, or a small provocation that turned into something much bigger. In that moment, the impulse appeared, and you reacted. Now ask yourself honestly, did that reaction strengthen you or weaken you? Most of the time, reactions do not solve anything. They only expose. They expose the ego. They expose insecurity. And they reveal weaknesses. The uncomfortable truth is simple. It was not the event that took away your control. It was the way you reacted to it. Machiavelli would say the mistake is not in feeling. The mistake is acting without strategy. Next time something similar happens, try something different. Pause for a few seconds. Do not respond immediately. Silence is also a form of action. Ask yourself, if I react now, will it bring me closer or further away from the person I want to become? Then choose the response that preserves your power. Sometimes it will be a short answer. Sometimes it will be no answer at all, and sometimes it will simply be leaving the situation. That small space between stimulus and reaction changes everything. Because when you stop reacting impulsively, you begin to build something extremely valuable: reputation. A reputation of emotional control, and reputation is power accumulated over time. A strong mind is not built in heroic moments. It is built in small, silent, and repeated choices every day. Every time you choose not to react, you strengthen your mind and weaken the things that once controlled you. If there is one thing that separates ordinary people from truly powerful ones, it is not intelligence, money, or luck. It is control. Control over impulses, control over emotions, control over how you present yourself to the world. Throughout this video, you understood that not reacting to everything is not weakness. It is strategic maturity. It is knowing that not every battle deserves your energy, and that every unnecessary reaction costs power. Building a mind so strong that it intimidates people does not mean being cold, arrogant, or distant. It means being hard to manipulate, hard to provoke, and almost impossible to destabilize. Machiavelli understood something fundamental. The world does not respect those who lose control. The world respects those who remain whole when everything tries to break them. The truth is simple. Life will always test you. It will provoke you. It will try to pull you into emotional battles. But the real question is not whether it will happen. The real question is this: will you react, or will you choose control? Because in the end, those who master their own mind do not need to raise their voice. They do not need to prove anything, and they do not need to win every argument. They win through time, through silence, through posture, and that changes everything.